of us. We're all a mentor here with Powur. So again, excited to be able to train each one of you as the trainings get going for the rest of the month, and we get going on every single week. We're going to have more and more, ladies and gentlemen visit us and visit our training. So you're welcome to invite anybody that's on your team to join our training. So let's get started. I want to share, just get to know a little bit about each one of you, as far as, if you want to, can we go to the next slide, Marisa? Okay, perfect. So I'd like to do is share something about yourself, your name, where you're from. As far as the Powur, with Powur, if you've had an opportunity to collect a new electric bill, we want to share some wins. If you've had a recent install, share it, maybe an ambassador. If you've helped a family go solar, or you received a referral, that's always really exciting. But not only that, maybe there's some of you that are really shy, right? And it's been hard for you to let people know what you're doing. So if you've been able to even pick up the phone and share with one or a couple of people, what you're doing here with Powur, we want to acknowledge that too. Because remember that we are, as we're training and we're learning and we're growing the business, we're also, breaking some of the maybe fears that we have, right? So we want to also share those too, and we want to celebrate those. So I'll go ahead and start. So I've been with Powur now for about a year and a half. So as my installs are happening now and I'm getting more into the business, I'm getting a lot of referrals. So I just got a text message from one of my girls that I went to grammar school with, that I've known this pretty much all my life, and she's got 3 referrals for me. So don't be a secret agent. Let everybody know what you're doing. Give them a call. Let them know you're in the solar industry, because believe me, but when it's the timing, when it's right, because I shared with her about a year ago that I was doing what I was doing, and now she sent me a text message with 3 referrals. So if anybody else wants to share, please share any win or anything, any breakthrough for you.
Gisela, I have a few recognitions I want to
go for it.
Throw out there. So welcome to everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning. I do have a few. So the first one is Daniela Rodriguez. She just had her first install about a week ago and already got paid out her M2. So congratulations, Daniela. Are you there?
She's there. She's got a little heart.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Awesome. Another recognition is for Wendy Areola. Are you here? She's shy, but we're going to break that. She just closed her first deal and helped her first family yesterday. So congratulations. Stephanie Nava also helped her first family last week she helped her first family, and she's out there killing it, door knocking, collecting bills. Stephanie, do you want to just share a little bit about how you've had the success and what's working for you? Oh, she got disconnected. Okay, we'll get back to her. And then another one I want to recognize is Crystal Areola for just coming in real strong and recruiting and just adding value to the lives of those that she's recruited. And another recruit, Adriana Jimenez. Congratulations. And Lana Kim.
Awesome. Those are amazing wins for those of you, especially when you're new and you're coming in so strong. That's amazing. Keep up the good work. Inspire those. We all inspire each other. So that's why we like to share the stories, because we want to inspire each and every one of us. And, if you ever need help, you're always welcome to reach out to any one of us, on any part of your journey, whether it's to the correct way of getting an electric bill, how do you get an ambassador, helping families go solar, any referrals, things like that. So we're all here to embrace and help each other and celebrate our wins. Does anybody else want to share any other recognized?
I'll go. My name is Vicki. I just got set up with Powur. I've gotten 3 utility bills so far.
Amazing.
Got our first presentation with a mentor today, and of course I've got 2 with Isella on Saturday with same homeowner, but 2 homes, and have signed up 3 ambassadors. So looking forward to getting going and get my first sale.
So awesome. Really excited for you, Jackie. And thank you so much. Very humbled for you to have chosen me as a mentor. So if anybody, in the business, it's all about giving a positive attitude, take a deep breath when you feel you know, they were going to give you the bill and they didn't, you know, friendly reminders are always good. Follow-ups, you know, fortune, they always say fortune's in the follow-up, and it really is. So if anybody else doesn't have another win, then we
Anthony.
can. Marisa?
Anthony has his hand up.
Oh, Anthony,
you want to share with us?
Yeah, I have one, actually two I'd like to share. But first, I'd like to say thank you for letting me be on this call with you ladies. I'm very excited. I know Isela has been looking forward to building the Women in Power for almost 2 years already. So I'm supporting as much as I could. But yeah, a lot of my favorite mentors that I've worked with are here. So I want to keep learning from you ladies as well. But I do have a win. Anne Borgia has an installation happening tomorrow that I help mentor. So I'm excited for her. And then Michelle Cianfroca has her third installation happening next week. So that I also helped her with. So I'm excited for her as well. So you guys keep doing your thing. I'm very excited for this training, and I'm going to keep promoting as much as I could. And this is also my way of trying to recruit my wife into the business so she could hear. And so hopefully you guys could help me. You ladies could help me out. So thank you guys for having me.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I am going to jump in. Anthony, thanks so much for being bold and coming and joining us women. This is a group hosted by women, but not only for women, it's for everybody. And kind of like what Anthony touched upon, we wanted to get together. Isela's been wanting, it's been her brainchild for a while now, wanting to get together to touch upon, you know, just providing that support to the other women that are out there so other women can see just how we do it and how we make it happen here at Powur. And so when we were coming up with this group, there are some power thoughts that are on the slide. And I kind of hijacked that from BNI. BNI is a group, I'm not going to talk about it right now, but every time we have a meeting, they talk about thoughts that you need to have for your business, right? If you're an entrepreneur, which we are. And so those are the thoughts that are there. And I wanted to pick one and touch on it. So if you don't want to share a recognition moment, maybe not have a bill or anything yet, what about a power thought, right? And so my power thought for today is lifelong learning. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. And one thing that I do know about business is that, and about the world, is that it's always changing. You're always growing. The way that you grow is by learning, keeping yourself plugged in, learning. Whether that's listening to a podcast, whether that's reading a book, whether that's studying at school, whatever that is, I'm a true believer of lifelong learning, because I know that the more we learn, the more we earn. The more we learn, the more confident we get. Right. I used to be a shy person, right? I am still a little bit of a shy person, but when I'm confident in the area, I have no problem talking about it. And that's because I employ the tool of lifelong learning. So I just wanted to touch on that. If anybody else has a power thought that they'd like to share, what it means to you for your business, that'd be amazing. Or just any more recognition. I'll be quiet now.
Hi, everybody. This is Crystal Ariola. I'm sorry I can't show my face. But I wanted to share on the thought of relationships. I've also been actually an entrepreneur for such a long time. I've been in the network marketing industry for like 13 years. And of course, now stepped into Powur, which is an amazing platform. I'm actually really excited. I don't even think I'm 4 months in, but it's amazing. It's already life-changing. But relationships, I am trying to drive everything I do actually is driven by relationships. I believe that if we keep our motives pure, we remind ourselves that we're really there to help a family, to build a relationship with them, to take care of them. Everything else follows. And I'm talking about the money, right? Like it follows after. We just keep our motives pure, help people out, build long life relationships with them. And of course, what happens with that, like we're going to get referrals, and that's where the ambassador, right? But I love it. And I'm so grateful to be on here. I think this is amazing. And I cannot wait to see where this goes.
Amazing, Crystal. Thank you for sharing. We love your energy, and you're in great hands with Chrislyn. So if anybody else, if not, we're ready to move on to the next exciting. So just a couple of trainings here. Right after this, please log on to Powur Live. We're going to be talking about the new homeowners deck. And so we're going to talk about Solar Edge. So it's a CEO call. Jonathan Budd always pops in towards the end. So make sure after then you log on to Powur.live. Also Thursdays, 12 and 5 p.m. we got Powur on. Looks like it's a training. So I'm not familiar with that one. So Mondays at 5 p.m., any guest that you have that you want to share the business with, every single Monday, like clockwork, 5 p.m., powerhour.com. And then Tuesdays, don't forget Jonathan Brunasso's trainings, Zoom with JB. And also every Wednesday at 10 a.m., we will be here. Moving forward, the first Wednesday of the month, we may just go straight to powerlive.com so that we don't, have the same time on that one, but we'll be announcing that. And also Saturdays, Saturday 9/17, it's going to be a virtual Power Day. For those of you that have joined our Power Days have been in person, and this one is going to be virtual. So don't forget 9/17, there's going to be more information to come as far as what link to share with your guests to join. It's also going to be, they always do the business presentation, the business overview, and training. So we're going to have amazing trainers that day as well. And next slide. So now we're really, really excited. Actually, next week, tune in for our top mentor in the company, Cynthia Alvidres. She's going to be training on how to overcome objections and getting that electric bill. So that we're going to be taking step by step. She's an awesome trainer. For those of you that don't know who she is, she's a stay-home mom and works the power business, and really excited to have her on board with the Women of Power. And don't forget, so we'll remind you on that. So also coming up next, so Marisa, I'm really excited to have Marisa part of launching our Power with Women. Marisa is a real estate agent with XP that has embraced the Powur Platform and has really taken off. She is on fire. She was able to go to the Prosperity Homes trip. And so again, excited to have her on board. She's going to share a little bit about her background and a little bit about why she's joined the Powur Platform. And she's going to share about her journey. And she's going to share with us on how to work your power business. For those of you that were there on the last Power Day in person, she was amazing speaker. So without taking away from Marisa Fletcher, let's welcome Marisa to our first training. Hi, Lily.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Missy Sella. I appreciate that introduction. And hello, ladies. Thank you guys for having me. I am going to speak to you guys for just about half an hour or so. We promised to keep our meeting nice and tidy. But when we talked about setting this up and setting up trainings, we wanted to find out, okay, what do we think will be really super helpful to our community? And the very first thing that I thought of was how to actually work your power business like a business. So where that comes from, just a little bit about me, like Isela mentioned, I am a real estate broker. My husband and I have been involved in real estate for almost 20 years. So yeah, almost 20 years we've been in real estate, first just as working as agents. And then we ended up, I got my broker's license and ended up owning a big box franchise for 10 years, one of the big names you'd recognize on the street. And then I was introduced to power. Now, I already knew just a little bit about solar from my real estate history because all of my clients were getting taken advantage of in solar, quite honestly. If you know realtors and know about real estate, we built these really strong relationships with our clients. So I've had clients for that length of that 20 years, and they come to me for advice, anything about their home. They're coming to me about solar. I can't help them about it. I don't know anything about it, right? I wasn't in the business. Fast forward, I met Jonathan Brunasso. You guys may have heard that name before. He is also a realtor, but he does solar as well. So he introduced me to power. I learned how I can help homeowners go solar, but do it the right way where they don't feel like they're getting taken advantage of. And it's all about education and training them, right? So I wanted to give you that background of where I came from. I've been in the business for almost 2 years now, almost 2.5 years now. I've been a part of Power, and now I can say I am making some waves. Trying to win this contest here, trying to go on another Mexico home build and help another family. But I'm doing that by helping families, right? Educating them about solar and helping them go solar. So now I'm going to educate you guys on how to work your power business like a business. Like I mentioned, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. I mean, starting from when I was 14 years old as a tutor, everything I've done has been entrepreneurial. And one thing that I've learned in running businesses is your knowledge and your skill sets are what's going to make or break you in any business. They're your absolute best investments. knowledge and skill set. That's why I like for a power thought, lifelong learning, right? The more you learn, the more you earn, right? So I've learned that throughout my businesses and running those businesses. And as long as I stay up in those areas, I'm always going to be successful in my businesses. So let me help you guys a little bit with power. I want to share something, guys. Power is a platform. We know that, right? It's just a platform, but we are our business. The magnitude or the level that our business is going to get to is all going to be dependent on us and what we put into that business. And guys, there's no judgment in this business. When I started with Power, it was extremely part-time. I was working maybe 2 or 3 days a week. I figured if I can help 2 or 3 families, that'd be fine, right? So whether you're part-time, full-time, side hustle, doesn't matter. But what does matter is how much you're going to put into that business to get the most out of it, right? So what I want us to remember is that Power, think of them as your product and finance supplier. They're the designer, they're the installer, they're the ones that are going to get the job done, right? But they're not going to necessarily help us grow our business. That's up to us. It's our responsibility. We got a business in a box when we got Power. And let me tell you, I've run brick and mortar businesses like that big franchise I talked about. I was so happy to get rid of it, to get rid of the responsibility, liability, and the overhead, right, of running that brick and mortar business. Now I have Power, a business in a box, $85 a month, and I can run it just like I did my brick and mortar company. It's truly amazing, the opportunity that we have here, but you have to work it. You have to work it, or you're not going to get anything out of it, right? Okay, so how do you work it? What do? Again, your business is only going to grow as much as you do. Okay, you can't stay in the same place today and be in that same place 8 months from now, but expect massive success. So what do we focus on? If you focus on 4 key areas in any business, you're going to be successful. Okay, number one, the big one, yourself. You got to focus on yourself first, right? What do I mean by that? I mean by investing in yourself. And the main area that we have to invest in, and we've got to do it every day, is our mindset. When I was doing a training for Power Day in Buena Park, I talked about mindset. There's a quote that I heard. I don't even remember where I got it from. But they said 97% of any successful business is mindset, or business owner is mindset, 97%, right? We can trigger our mind. We can reset our mind. We can start with a bad day and end up with a better day, right? We can do things in order to fix that mindset so that we start positive and so that we can get through this day and have a positive day, right? So let me give you an example of me for my mindset. I go to the gym every morning. I don't necessarily like it. I've been doing it now for almost 10 years. And I always heard that people get excited at some point. They're like, yeah, I can't wait to go and all that kind of stuff. That hasn't happened yet, right? But I go for my mindset. If I go to the gym, work out, get some sweat out, have a little bit of coffee, by the time I'm talking to people, by the time it's 8 a.m. or by the time I'm doing a presentation, I'm in a great mood. I'm smiling, I'm happy, I'm positive. Okay. On my way to the gym, I listen to my prayer, listen to Joyce Meyer, mindset. Right? I could focus on negative things. I could listen to the news. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to listen to Joyce Meyer, something positive, something that's going to get my day going in a positive direction. Okay. So whatever we have to do to reprogram our mind every day, that's key. That's number one, right? Training. There's so much training that's available. The reason why you're nervous about things, or we get nervous about things, is because we're not confident in those areas. The way to get confident in those areas is take some training. Take a lot of training. Right? It's funny to me that a lot of people think that I've been doing solar for years and years and years and years, and I've been in the industry 2.5 years, right? But the reason why I sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I'm doing training every day. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not listening on a podcast. I'm not listening to Jonathan Bernasso. I'm not listening to JC Anthony. There's not a day that goes by that I don't get some type of, well, maybe Sunday. But other than that, every day I'm getting some type of training in my mind. I go to Power University. I take the master classes that are on Wednesday. After this, I'm jumping on the master class. There's videos that are online, bunch of online training events that you can plug into. Guys, the more you plug in, the more it's going to get in you, the more confident you're going to be, the more motivated you're going to be to go out and speak to families so we can help them, right? Because that's what this is. We're helping families, right? Okay. And I'm sorry about the doorbell. I've got to figure out Zoom, how to turn that off. It'll be off for next time. All right. The second area you got to focus on, and this is another doozy, your time. Time is money. Time is money, right? So how do we focus on our time, right? Because you can start a day, I can start a day one way, and if I don't have a schedule, if I don't have a focus, it'll be 5 o'clock before I look up, okay? But what did I do? What did I implement in my business day number 1 to make sure that doesn't happen to me? I'm very serious about time management. I'm very serious about my calendar. My calendar is my boss. If it's not on my calendar, it's probably not going to happen, right? Somebody wants to talk to me. It's the middle of the day. I've got appointments backed up. I'm going to send them my calendar link. Jump on my calendar. Here's a 30-minute session to talk to me. Why? Because I'm backed up. I got appointments. If I jump off or get off track and have that conversation in the middle of those other appointments, it's going to throw my whole day off. So my calendar is my boss. I used to feel guilty about that, but guys, I don't feel guilty about it anymore, right? So don't feel guilty about a schedule, having a controlled schedule. A CRM stands for Contact Relationship Manager is what that stands for. If you have a real estate background or a background where you've got to contact a lot of people, they tell you to come up with a CRM. What they mean is come up with a way to track the people you talk to so you can follow up. That's what they mean, right? CRM, you can buy something for $25 a month. You can use something free. It doesn't matter which one you use. The one that matters is the one you're going to use every day. So in my business, in the real estate business and in the solar business, every day when I come and log in and I've got a prospect or I've got to follow up or I've got to call clients, I go to my CRM and start typing in and pulling up the list of people that I'm going to be following up with, right? There's other trainings and classes that talk about those things. It can be an Excel spreadsheet that has your client's name, phone number, the last time you tried to call them, and what that follow-up was. That can be your CRM. The key is you got to have something in order to manage that time. Does that make sense? I'm used to talking in front of audiences, so if I try to get you to engage, that's why. Number 3, your money. Your money. We got to invest in ourselves, invest in our business, invest our time, and also invest a little bit of money, right? And it doesn't take that much, right? But you need business cards, either hard copy cards or digital cards. I'm into digital cards now. They've got this dot thing that you can tap someone's phone and all of your contact info goes into their phone. Somebody showed me that one day. I bought it immediately. I love it. I'm sorry, I am muting people as they come in. Probably shouldn't do that. So business cards, marketing tools, things that you're going to use to market to get more clients, right? And there's a variety of those tools. You figure out what you're going to use and that's what you focus on. Leads is another whole category. I don't believe in cold leads for solar, especially not in the beginning until you get comfortable, until you know what you're doing. I believe in warm leads. I'm a part of BNI. I'm a part of warm markets. I have trainings on that. So I won't get all into it right now, right? But it costs a little bit. I invest a little bit in order to get out of it. Clothes, or maybe clothes with logos, logo shirts, t-shirts that might say, ask me how to go solar on the back. Power hat. Anthony's got all his power gear. Why do we do that? Right? Maybe you're a little shy and you want people to approach you. That's the best way to get somebody to approach you to start a conversation, right? So invest a little bit in that. That'll help you out there. Also, this is a big one for me, guys, networking events. So again, I am an introvert. Believe it or not, I am an introvert. I do not like walking up and talking to strangers. So I've learned in my life how to reverse things for myself. So in other words, these are the things that I do. Instead of reaching out to a bunch of individuals one by one, trying to connect with them, and we really have no connection, you know what I do? I go to different networking events, right? I'm in real estate. That's my other sphere. That's my tribe. So I go to a lot of real estate networking events, right? And I talk to the group about solar. I might get in front of the group for a minute and say, hey, I help residential homeowners save money on their electric bill in 22 states. You know, anyone that might be interested in finding out more, that kind of thing. right? And when I walk away from that event, or when I leave from that event, people reach out to me, or people call me, or people approach me. And now that's my cue. All right, let's talk. Does that make sense? So networking events are big. Maybe you're not a realtor. Maybe you're a nurse in your other life. Maybe you're in a firefighter or something like that. Isela works with a group of firefighters in their life, right? Everybody's got a tribe. And at that tribe, you can find some networking event or some way to be able to help and share some information, right? It might cost you a little bit of money. I might pay $200 to go to the chili cook-off in 2 weeks. That's in the Hemet area where all the real estate agents show up and eat chili and hang out. And I really don't know what else they do. This will be, I haven't been there in a while, but I paid $200 to sponsor a booth there amongst a bunch of other realtors. That's my networking event. That's how I use my money strategically. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, what's next? I got a bunch of slides in my way. All right, and then what is the fourth thing I do to grow my business and to get success? It's my effort. It's my effort. One thing that I know from reading it somewhere is, it's a book, Talent is Overrated, right? So I've learned you can be really talented at something and God-given and have that given ability and be talented at something. That's one thing. Most of us don't have that talent, but we can create the skill, right? To make it look like we have that talent. The more skill you develop, the better you're going to become in what you do. And that's all based on your effort. Okay. If you want to be a full-time rep and you want to, change your lifestyle, have inner financial time freedom and just change your lifestyle, that's going to require a lot more effort than if you just want to be a side hustle and make $1,000 every month or so. Does that make sense? So you got to put the effort and you have to relate them to the dream, to the goal. Okay. You can't have this big goal and have little tiny effort, right? Big goal, big effort. Okay. Does that make sense? But we got to have a goal as well. I'm going to talk to you guys about goals and how producers and what type of goals those producers set. The key is, though, in order to produce, in order to get to something, you got to have that goal, whatever that goal is for you, right? And again, there's no judging. One of my goals when I got into Powur was be able to hang out with my husband more and go on vacation, right? I'm just going to be 100% honest. I didn't have a really right? I had been working for the last 10 years in this real estate career, building this real estate empire, never took a vacation. You work every day, Monday through Saturday. So when I got with Powur, I'm like, I can do this virtually. I can have a little plan. And hey, now I can be in Hawaii with my husband while I'm helping somebody go solar, right? Hey, that was a small goal, but it was a goal at the time and it worked for me. As I started to develop and evolve, my goals got bigger. Same thing's going to happen to you. Right? We have marketing plans that we develop. What is your plan? What is your strategy in order to get more leads, in order to get in front of more people, in order to help more families, right? I have a marketing plan. I have a strategy. My strategy is BNI because I like warm referrals. And my strategy is real estate networks because I speak their language. That's my tribe, right? And I go in there and I teach them about solar. It's all about education. I go and say, hey, let me educate your group about solar. Right? And again, your business. This is a business. It's a business in a box. We can do with it what we want. We can do very little. We can do a lot. But it's all going to be dictated on what we put into that. How much are we going to learn? What's that effort going to be? Are you working at it every day? Are you working at it 2 hours a day? All that's going to dictate what those end results are and what those numbers are. Right? So again, your business is only going to grow as much as you do in the 4 key areas. That's where it all starts. Those 4 key areas: yourself, your time, your money, your effort. It's going to have a direct correlation. Now, I talk about working your business like a job. When I was at the brokerage, I was hiring agents, recruiting agents, teaching them how to build 6-figure empires in real estate, how to go out and sell houses so they can make really good incomes and take care of their family. Right? And one thing we talked about a lot is, again, in real estate, it's your own business, just like it is in Powur. In solar, it's your own business, but you have to work it like a job, at least in the beginning, at least to get it going, right? So there's some key things that you got to do daily. I'm going to give you guys a pro tip: schedule everything. Schedule everything. I talked about that calendar before. Guys, it's super important to start scheduling those things out because If you don't, this is what I learned. If it's not on the schedule, it's not going to get done, right? What do I mean by that? Social media. If I have to spend time, I know Anthony is really big on social media. I bet if I looked at Anthony's calendar and his phone right now, I'd find a block of time scheduled out for him to do some social media. Whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's an hour a week, whatever it is, there's a block of time scheduled for that. You know what I always schedule? Trainings. My Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, there's a training scheduled on my calendar. And unless I have an appointment, which is a priority at this time, I'm on that training, right? Same in the beginning, trainings every day. I schedule those because if it's not on your schedule, it's not going to happen. In your business, guys, we have to lead generate. Usually that's what the biggest challenge is in this business, is that there's not enough leads. There's two challenges, leads and conversion. You can have a whole bunch of leads, but if you don't have the skills to help the client, you're not going to have a successful business, right? Or you can have no leads and it doesn't matter how much skills you have. If you have nobody to talk to, you're not going to have a successful business, okay? In every business I've been in, you've had to generate leads. These are sales businesses, right? So how do you generate leads? Well, you block out the time to work on those leads. You block out the time to follow up. You block out the time to call people back and follow up from 2 months ago that looked at solar and didn't go solar today, right? But you got to block out that time on your calendar. I saw someone mention Calendly. It's a calendar program. There's a bunch of them. The one I use is Calendly, and someone else in the room uses Calendly as well. It's amazing. I can go in there and schedule what I want to talk about. I have one for homeowners. I have one for mentees, right? And if it's a homeowner scheduling appointment, they go here. If it's a mentee scheduling a consultation, they go here. Right? I have different agendas, but the key is everything is scheduled. My lunch time, my workout time, all that's on my calendar. And what's on my calendar is what gets addressed. Everything else goes around it. Make sense? So that's a pro tip, because if you start doing that today, right, with your trainings, with your lead gen, with your follow-up, if you start doing that today and you're accountable to that schedule and you stick to that schedule, you'll see results just by doing the skill, just by doing the activity. We talk about setting goals. We've always got to have goals, short-term goals, long-term goals. Those are your goals. You don't have to share them with people. It helps when you share because it holds you accountable to those goals. But the key is to have a goal if you want to have success in the business, whether that goal is one deal a month or 5 deals a month. Whatever your dream is, we need to have that goal and you got to write it down, right? Make it attainable, write it down. Here's a stat. This is from real estate that I got, and this business is closely linked with real estate, closely linked, right? But in real estate, the top performers or the top producers in real estate, the top 5% that sell most homes in the business, they always have their goals, their short-term and daily goals, right? So top producers set daily goals. Usually that goal is how many people I'm going to talk to in a day. That's usually the goal, right? I'm going to talk to 10 people today, or have 5 conversations, or have 10 solid conversations. I'm going to dial this many numbers, and I'm not going to stop until I have this many conversations. That's a daily goal that's set by the producer in order for them to get that result. Average producers set weekly goals. Low producers set monthly goals, right? I want to close 1 deal a month, right? That's a monthly goal. It's just a monthly goal, not necessarily a low goal, but a monthly goal. Very low producers set annual goals, right? I want to make 100,000 a year. They have these goals. Their annual goals are usually really big goals and no middle steps in the middle. That's why they're low producers, right? Because they don't have the weekly, the daily, the monthly mindset. They're thinking on the annual term. And then of course, no producers, they don't set any goals. They just go with it, right? So whichever one you're on, doesn't matter. The key is you can change that today by changing your habits and changing your activities. Okay, starting with setting some goals, having something to work for and strive toward. All right, and then this is my last one, and I've got a little bit of time for it. Master the basics, master the basics. So in this business, there's 5 money-making activities, right? In any sales business, there's the 80-20 rule. You're supposed to spend 80% of your time doing the dollar producing activities, right? 80% dollar producing activities, things that are going to lead in money. The other 20% of your time is supposed to be in the admin and the other stuff that has to get done, but doesn't result in money, right? So that'll be your social media post, you know, paperwork, following up, okay? But the dollar producing activities, if you spend 80% of your time doing that, those are the people that have the most success. Those are the Cynthia Alvidrez's, the JCs, the Jonathan Vernassos. You're not going to catch them doing a bunch of the side work. It has to get done, but most of their work is here. And what is that? Getting the leads. Number one, getting the leads, defining a source to get leads from and getting those leads, and then getting the interest of those leads. There's one thing to have a lead, and there's one thing to have someone that's open or that's willing to learn more, right? I generally ask someone, are they open to hearing more about solar, right? They got to be open. The next step, get the bill. If you can master how to get the bill, you're going to have success, right? Once you get the bill, you're able to master booking the appointment. Okay, that's the next thing that you want to master. And last but not least, you want to master submitting the lead. Those are the only 5 things you should be focused on in your power career until you start seeing the results that you're looking for. Because the stronger you get in these activities, the more you're going to get the results, the more families you're going to help. And of course, the bigger the income is going to be at the end of the day. Does that make sense? Right? We do this for people. We do it for the planet. We also do it for a profit, though. Okay. And it's a business. If you want to run a business like a business, businesses should be profitable. And these are the steps that are going to ensure that you get that profit. Okay. So you schedule your time to call your leads. You schedule your time to follow up with your prospects. You put that on your daily calendar. You schedule your training so that you're learning a little bit every day. Little bit every day. Then 2 years from now, it seems like you've been in this game for 10 years because you've had learning every single day. Does that make sense? And then one other thing before I wrap up that I want to share with you guys that I see a lot. I saw it a lot in the real estate industry. I see it a lot in this industry. We tend to focus on the wrong thing. The only thing that we can really focus on is the activity, not the results. Focus on the activity, not the results. What do I mean by that? Your goal is to close 1 deal a month, and you haven't closed that 1 deal a month. That's because you haven't talked to enough people, right? The activity is what you control. So if you normally talk to 10 people in that month or in that week, increase it to 20. Focus on the activity. The more people you talk to will lead to the result. You can't make someone say yes now. You can't make someone be interested now. There's some skill set to help you work on that, right? But the more activity you do, the more people you talk to will end up getting you the result, if that makes sense. I tell people the same thing in real estate. You focus on the number of dials you make. You call 100 people, 20 people pick up. Of those 20 people, 10 will be a conversation. Of those 10 conversations, you'll get 5 appointments. Of those 5 appointments, you'll get 2 people that qualify to go look at a house. You see how those numbers work? So it's a numbers game plus a skills game. The stronger your skills are, the less people you have to talk to get the result, right? If I talk to 10 people, 50% or more are going to go solar. They're my warm market. I've already been prepping them. If I talk to 10, 50%, 5 of them are going to go solar, right? But that's because I've been focusing on this every day, practicing every day. In the beginning, I talked to 20 people, none of them went solar. Does that make sense? Until I focused on my skill set. I increased my skill set, increased my activity. Now I got the results that I want. And hopefully I'll be going to Mexico on this next build with Powur and doing the next tour. And that, my friends, is my time. I am going to stop the video at this time and then leave it open for questions.
Thank you, Marisa. That was amazing. That was awesome.
Thank you for taking the time to watch the Women of Power training series. I hope that you got some great value out of that video, and there's much, much more where that came from. Listen, if you'd like to join Powur or find out more about this awesome and amazing platform, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is in the description. I look forward to connecting with you real soon. Have a great day.